In this video, I'm going to give you a complete guide on how to use apple cider vinegar. Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Zarowski and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, it is a pleasure to have you here. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification. Join our notification community so I can help you excel your health and your life. In this video, we're talking about how to use apple cider vinegar. This is a topic that a lot of people love because apple cider vinegar has proven to be over time a very effective way to improve your health. And so in this video, what we're going to do is discuss the benefits, when to drink it, how to drink it, and how much you should drink. And then after that, we'll clear the board and we'll talk about capsules versus liquid. We're going to also talk about some of the side effects you have to watch out for. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the best apple cider vinegar to drink. And so let's go ahead and get started right away with the benefits of apple cider vinegar. Now, this is designed to be your complete guide to just learning everything you need to know when it comes to apple cider vinegar. And one of the first benefits that it offers is it helps lower your blood sugar. This is really positive because we know now if we keep our blood sugar low, it keeps our insulin levels low, and it has a really positive impact across the board in all organ systems on our body because we know that high amounts of blood sugar is not good for us. And so apple cider vinegar is going to help us with that goal. Now, it also is going to support weight loss, and the reason that it supports weight loss is, I guess, a couple reasons. First of all, it actually decreases the rate in which the stomach empties, so you're going to feel full for a little bit longer. It also is going to increase satiety, so it just kind of takes away some of those hunger pains that you might feel. And it also has been found that people who consume apple cider vinegar tend to consume fewer calories throughout the day. So that's going to support your weight loss goals. And if we look at weight loss and blood sugar together, decreasing your blood sugar and decreasing your insulin is also a very powerful way to keep that weight off. Now, the next thing here is it's going to kill bacteria and pathogens, because it has a more acidic pH and it's fermented. It works as a very good antibacterial and keeping those pathogens out as well, which is really powerful for boosting your immunity. And the next thing here is it's going to help balance your pH. Now, when we look at apple cider vinegar, it has acetic acid in it. That acetic acid helps bring our pH to a more acidic place. And that's very powerful because many people have an alkalinity issue in their stomach, and as a result, they get bacterial overgrowth and they get GERD and they get this reflux issue. And so anyway, using apple cider vinegar to increase the acidity is a powerful thing to do for your overall health. Now, when we look at the decreased risk of heart disease, that's powerful too because what apple cider vinegar has been shown to do is have a powerful effect on cholesterol and just your overall heart health. And then last thing here is that the benefits that come from apple cider vinegar also include probiotics and enzymes. So if you're getting a good raw apple cider vinegar, it's going to have those probiotics in there as it's fermented, but it also has the enzymes, which is going to support digestion and your metabolism as well. So these are the powerful benefits that apple cider vinegar has to offer. Let's talk about when to drink it because there's some options here. Now, with these options, it doesn't mean that you need to drink it at all of those options. It basically means pick one and roll with it. So when we look at drinking apple cider vinegar in the morning, it's powerful because it's going to do a couple things for us. It's going to help balance our pH. It also has those probiotics and enzymes, going to help get our metabolism and digestion going for the day. It also is going to support keeping our blood sugar low. And then we can mix it with like a little bit of sea salt and it gives us some electrolytes. We can mix it with a little bit of lemon and it's going to help with some detox. So it's great in the morning for that way. It kind of just gets us ready for the day. Now, the next way you can use it is fasting. It's powerful here because you can use it for fasting. If you're doing 16 and 8 intermittent fasting or one meal a day, it helps with the increase in satiety. So it's going to help decrease those hunger pains, make you feel a little bit better, and make you not get those hunger pains when you're holding off for that first meal. And then the next one here is before meals. Now, before meals is powerful because what the research shows is it's going to help buffer that blood sugar. It's going to help drive down that blood sugar that would normally be risen from the meal. And so if you consume it before or even right after the meal, it's very powerful. And so definitely don't want to overlook that one. And then before bed is great too. The reason before bed is great is because there's some research out there that basically shows if you drink apple cider vinegar before bed, essentially what will happen is when you wake up in the morning, you'll always find your blood sugar is a little bit lower. And so that's a powerful method to use there as well. So those are some of my favorite times when to drink apple cider vinegar. And like I said, you don't want to try to utilize all of them. You just want to pick one and go with it. Now let's talk about how to drink apple cider vinegar. So when it comes to how to drink it, a lot of people ask this question, and there's a couple options out there for you. First of all, you can just take a shot of it, before a meal or in the morning or however you like. And so you can do a shot of it and just do it straight. But the problem is that typically burns because, as I mentioned, the acetic acid in the apple cider vinegar and it's fermented, it just is very acidic. And so what you're going to find is that drinking it straight and just taking a shot of it, it burns a little bit. So always mixing it with some water is going to be a good idea. Now, the other thing you can do is you can make one of your favorite apple cider vinegar elixirs. Now, this is awesome too because essentially, you can take the apple cider vinegar with some ice and water, you could put some cinnamon in it, you can add these different ingredients in it that are really going to help boost your health, but also it's going to make it taste great and have it be really enjoyable. So what I'll do is I'll actually put a link in the description here below to a whole bunch of different apple cider vinegar drinks that I did a video on, and you can actually download a copy of all the recipes. So that's pretty awesome. That'll be in the description below. And then the next question here is, how much should I drink? This is a question a lot of people have as well, because there's some people that are just going really overboard with it, and some people are just drinking too little. Let's talk about what the research says as to how you're going to get some results. Now, first of all, when we look at blood sugar, much of the research points to 1 to 2 tablespoons before or after a meal to really help drive that blood sugar down from a meal. And so 1 to 2 tablespoons when it comes to blood sugar, according to the research. And then when we look at weight loss, it's also 1 to 2 tablespoons. So what was found is people who consumed apple cider vinegar for a 3-month period, 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, they were able to lose 2 to 4 pounds on average. Now that's a pretty big deal when you consider that's just adding in apple cider vinegar. That's not changing your diet. That's not changing, your exercise routine or even having an exercise routine at that point. That's just simple apple cider vinegar. And so anyway, you could imagine for weight loss, if you throw in a 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar along with some exercise and a proper diet, then you're going to get some really great benefits in the way of weight loss. Now, how much is too much? That's the next question. Well, there's no research out there that says, well, if you drink this much apple cider vinegar, it's too much and it's going to have negative health consequences. But what we do know is that too much of a good thing is never a good thing. So when we look at apple cider vinegar, we don't want to be consuming an excessive amount. The research says 1 to 2 tablespoons 1 time per day, but what you can do is 1 to 2 tablespoons up to 3 times a day. I think that 1 to 2 tablespoons up to 3 times a day should be your max amount, and anything in between there is just fine. We don't ever want to just overconsume it because, once again, we don't know what the negative health consequences are, but we also don't want to find that out. So anyway, when we look at how much, that's what you need to stick to. So now let's go ahead and discuss what apple cider vinegar you should be drinking for the best benefits. Also, capsules versus liquid, which is better, and then some of the side effects that you have to watch out for. Now there's a few more things we need to discuss. First of all, it's capsules versus liquid. Now this is an important topic because a lot of people don't like using the liquid. They say it doesn't taste good, or it's just not convenient. It's not convenient to take a bottle of apple cider vinegar to work with you or take it on the road with you. So I understand why capsules are really important to a lot of people. Now when we look at capsules versus liquid, I will first say that using the liquid is always a safe bet, and there's not really a benefit to capsules over liquid. But let's go ahead and discuss what you need to know if you're going to use capsules. So there's 2 types of capsules out there. There's an acetic acid capsule and a raw apple cider vinegar capsule. Now the acetic acid capsule is simply just that. It's acetic acid. A lot of fancy marketers have went and taken acetic acid, put it in a capsule, and then labeled it apple cider vinegar, and they're selling it to you, and you can see why this is very confusing. And so this acetic acid capsule typically doesn't even come from apple cider vinegar. It's just plain old acetic acid, and it doesn't even correlate with it except for the fact that apple cider vinegar has acetic acid, and acetic acid is in the capsule. And so anyway, we have to be careful with this because a lot of people believe that the acetic acid capsules that are labeled as apple cider vinegar come from apple cider vinegar, and they do not. Now there's another type of capsule out there, and it's just a raw apple cider vinegar capsule, and it's unfiltered, and it contains the mother, and it's really the real deal. It's just like taking the liquid itself, except it's in a capsulated form. And this is the one we want to stick with, okay? And so when we look at this, if we don't have the mother, if it's not unfiltered, if it's not raw, it just doesn't have the benefit. And so, if you just want plain old acetic acid, which does have some benefit for sure, then you can get the cheap ones. But if you want the real benefit from apple cider vinegar, the real deal capsules, you want to make sure that you're getting the raw unfiltered ones with the mother. And I'll put a link to it in the description to a really good one. And now when we look at the best apple cider vinegar to drink, okay, this is important because a lot of people, they're going and getting all different types, and there's, just cheap apple cider vinegar and then some better quality. Now what we want to do is stick to apple cider vinegar that's raw. Now a lot of people say, well, if it's raw and is not pasteurized, is there a chance that there's going to be a bacterial issue? And no, because it's very acidic and it actually kills off any potential bacterial issues that are in there. And so the raw is a great way to go, and it has more health benefits because the pasteurization process is going to kill off some of those enzymes and just really kill some of the benefits that it has to offer. And we also want it to contain the mother, because the mother, which is the brown particles that you'll find in the bottle, is essentially pectin and some leftover residue from the fermentation process. But what you're going to find is that with the mother, you're going to find minerals in there, you're going to find enzymes, you're going to find some benefits that you're not going to get if you just get a filtered apple cider vinegar without it. And so that's important too. So that's the best type of apple cider vinegar to get, and I'll put a link in the description to one as well. Next here is side effects. A lot of people ask side effects of apple cider vinegar. They're concerned that if you consume apple cider vinegar, there's going to be some problems. And let's start with tooth decay. And we look at tooth decay here. Basically, what was found is in the research, they took a tooth, they put it in vinegar, and they found that it decayed, okay? Well, that's not really realistic to everyday life, because you're not going to put apple cider vinegar in your mouth and swish it around for hours on end every day. And so when we look at tooth decay, it's not a real issue, because basically the saliva is going to help buffer some of that acidity, and it's just not going to have that kind of impact on your teeth. So I wouldn't worry about that. Now, some people are worried about the enamel on their teeth. I think that's a legitimate concern. And so if that is a concern of yours, what you can do is drink apple cider vinegar through a straw. Now, I've never known anybody to have enamel issues from drinking apple cider vinegar. I've never had the problem myself, but it's not a concern of mine. But once again, if it is a concern of yours, drink it through a straw. And some people have weak enamels, so they might just have a little bit more of an issue with this. So once again, drink it through a straw. And now medications. So a lot of people ask about medications. Now, basically, a lot of medications that have a problem with apple cider vinegar are medications that are related to lowering your blood sugar, or medications that are related to lowering potassium levels in the body. Now, if you are on a medication that does either of those, definitely talk to your doctor. But just in general, if you're concerned about this, talk to your doctor that prescribed the medication to you about consuming the medication with apple cider vinegar, and just make sure that you're all clear so that there's no potential issues for you there. Another question is pregnancy. Can you drink apple cider vinegar while pregnant or nursing? So basically, there's no known side effects to drinking it while pregnant or nursing. And one of the things that you'll find is all the benefits that you get from apple cider vinegar, you're going to get while pregnant too. And so there's no known side effects. And so apple cider vinegar is known to be just fine while pregnant or nursing. And then the last question here is, I get a lot of burning when I drink apple cider vinegar. Well, if you're drinking apple cider vinegar straight, then there's a good chance you're going to get burning regardless of anything, but when you look at apple cider vinegar and mixing it with water and making some different apple cider vinegar drinks, if you're always getting a burning, then you want to look out for a potential ulcer problem. So, you want to back off the apple cider vinegar and figure out what's going on. Like I said, there's probably a ulcer. Then you want to look at why you're getting that ulcer. Is it an H. pylori infection? What's going on with that? And so anyway, always, just if you're having some negative side effect, take a step back from apple cider vinegar and figure out why. But for the most part, everybody has really great positive benefits. So this is my complete guide as to how to use apple cider vinegar. If you have any questions or anything that I missed, go ahead and put it in the comment section below here, and then give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, because I know they're going to want to see this, because a lot of people are interested in apple cider vinegar right now. And then if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and then check out my other videos on how you can improve your health. I'll see you in the next video.